Hello everybody and welcome to Solo in the Room of Trafalgar Law. My name is Scarface King. I don't know how long this is going to be. I just want to quickly share my thoughts on a lot of the games coming out, because there's about 5-ish, I think, games I want to talk about here. New games, but also a revamp of an old game. So let's start things off with Jikkyou JumpJump Stadium. If you're not familiar, it's been getting a lot of traction because advert in Weekly Shonen Jump, the website's come out, the trailer's come out. The game was officially announced today, but we only heard about it a couple of days ago anyway. The idea is it's a Super Smash Bros-esque fighter for mobile. Has Weekly Shonen Jump characters so far confirmed. We have 39 series, each with one character, but bear in mind this is a mobile game, so they've obviously left themselves a lot of wiggle room to add more characters later. You know, stuff like, I don't know if they're necessarily going to add like villains and stuff like that, because right now there are none. But down the road, you know, as with all these other Weekly Shonen Jump games, because there's so many series to cover and there's so many characters to add, you feel like they made it a mobile game as opposed to making it like a Nintendo Switch game or an Xbox game, so that they could expand the roster later and have a different kind of pay model than some of the other, you know, if you have a if you have a Switch game and you got to pay like $40 for DLC, it's not probably quite as lucrative long term as a mobile model, you know, the pay to win loot boxes model, as it were, that a lot of gacha games do have. Out of these characters that have been announced, there's going to be a lot that you probably recognize, there's going to be a lot you probably don't recognize. I think there was at least 2 that I was not familiar with when it got announced. Well, one of them, once somebody said it, I recognized them, but other than that, so I think realistically, out of these, the ones I'm most excited about, pretty excited about Kinnikuman. Man. Jotaro looks pretty cool. It's really nice to see some of the older series getting a lot of love in like recent games as well. You know, Kinnikuman Man obviously being one of the oldest in Jump, not quite in the 60s, unfortunately. It's actually like late 70s, almost 80s. But in terms of these games, it's one of the oldest that is getting love. But we are getting series like Cobra, series like Kochikame. I'm very excited about this. I was skeptical when I first saw the screenshot, because my initial look at it, I was like, I'm not too sure. But now that I've actually seen the gameplay a little bit, and I've seen some of the special animations and that, I feel like they've left themselves a lot of room for expanding later, and I think it looks interesting. It really does. Shout out to all the people that just straight up re-uploaded the trailer. I saw a few people out there just straight up re-uploading the trailer. Would have been nice to hear your thoughts, if I'm honest, but I guess that's another way to do it. Moving on, we have the new Black Clover game, which is going to divide opinion a little bit. I get the impression that a lot of people, at least in the West, are not particularly a big fan of Black Clover. In Japan, it seems to be quite popular. Asta seems to be showing up fucking everywhere. And yeah, we've got a new Black Clover game coming out. The anime hasn't even really been around for that long, and it's got its own gacha game coming. The gameplay, to me, looks... how can I put it? I think it looks okay. It looks better than some of the other stuff we've had. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Fairy Tail game, but with like slightly less chibi-esque models. But until I've actually, you know, played it for myself, it's a little bit harder to say. And I don't know how much I'm going to get into it. I'm going to have a lot of gacha games to play, and I don't know. It interests me, and I really enjoy the Black Clover manga. I do. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be one of like my top 10 games or anything like that. Moving on to a game that we have talked about before, and that is, of course, the new 7 Deadly Sins game. Again, a game that I'm actually quite excited for, more because of the series than what I'm actually seeing on the screen. The gameplay they showed there wasn't a lot there, but what I did see was fully rendered 3D models, which for a mobile game can be a good thing, or it can eat the shit out of your battery and kill everything. One thing I will say, if we talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ, they got the 3D model thing right. That game runs smooth as fucking silk, and you know, while I'm not the biggest fan of the gameplay, I respect the effort that's been put in. I respect the time that's been put in. And I think a lot of people who were Dragon Ball fans that weren't necessarily Dokkan fans, they really seem to be appreciating Legends as well. And I get it. I get why. I'm just personally not the biggest fan of it. I can definitely see why people that didn't like Dokkan love Legends. And some people like both. I mean, some people do. But I think it is, you know, it's good to see these fully rendered 3D, beautifully designed characters battling it out. And so I'm hoping the 7 Deadly Sins game will be more of that. It's made by Netmarble. I'm not particularly familiar with many of the games they've made, so we're just gonna have to wait and see, I think, on that one. It would also be nice to get more gameplay, get more information, but we've got what we got right now. That's all we can work with. Moving on to one that people always ask me about, and that is Yu Yu Hakusho 100% Maji Battle. A game that I have been talking about for quite a while, and it seems to keep on like falling off the radar and coming back. The bottom line is K-Lab put a lot of time into these things, and I respect it because the old K-Lab Yu Yu Hakusho game was absolute arse. I can't believe it's still on the marketplace. But we've got the new one coming. I think it's used some of the old assets, maybe just some of the artwork assets. The in-game assets themselves are new. The gameplay mechanics are new. We finally have some gameplay. We got it a little while back, but we're making a video on it now. We finally got some gameplay. We finally got the summon animations. And what I think all in all on Yu Yu Hakusho 100% Maji Battle is that it has the potential to be really fucking good. I think K-Lab are one of those companies that you either love their games or you hate them. Like, if you've played Love Live, you either love that game or you hate it. There are people out there that spend so much money on that game, and then there's people like me who I played it and then I loved it, and then I got to the harder stages and I was like, this is fucking impossible without the good units. How do I get good units? It's like, you spend money. That's the only way. Like, in other games, you can, you know, in Bleach Bracelet, you can kind of save up and whatever. In Love Live, it just wasn't happening. It took me months to save up, like, one multi while playing the game, doing stages and stuff. Fucking ridiculous. So I'm hopeful that it will be good, because I do love Yu Yu Hakusho. I do want the Yu Yu Hakusho game to be good. But it is definitely, there's potential there for it to be just as bad as the last one. Oh, it can't possibly be just as bad as the last one. If you haven't watched our video on the last Yu Yu Hakusho game, I don't even know if it ever even, like, I don't even know if how bad it was actually got across in that video. It was, calling it a flash game would be generous. Like, you weren't playing, you were a fucking passenger. It was bizarre. But I know there are so many Yu Yu Hakusho fans out there, and going back to one of the other games we were talking about, JumpJump Stadium, or Jump Stadium, or Jajan Stadium, or whatever, people asking, where is Yu Yu Hakusho? People asking, where is Bleach? And a handful of other series like Katekyo Hitman Reborn and stuff, where are they? This is just the initial announcement. This is the first we are even hearing about the game, and they have said in no uncertain terms there is more to come. So don't worry. Realistically, a lot of your favourite series are going to make it in. There may be some that don't. Maybe there's some that will be added down the line. But just because a series that you like hasn't been announced for it straight away doesn't mean it's not coming. I promise you, like, Yu Yu Hakusho is coming. Bleach is coming. Anything beyond that, maybe a little bit, like, less certain, but loads of these series will be coming, trust me. Now, moving on to something a little bit different, not actually a new game, we're talking about Smash Tap. My Hero Academia Smash Tap getting a complete rework. The new models look great. I do wonder if that's got something to do with the actual console game that came out. I can't remember what the console game's called. I do wonder if this got something to do with that. The new models look great, like I said. The gameplay we can only see from little screenshots, so it's very hard to tell, but it does look like it's something different. It's not like a bunch of little chibis running around the board and, you know, either getting the shit being out of them or ordering through a really easy stage. And, you know, they seem to have this new set of mechanics involved with developing your relationships between characters and stuff. I don't know the full details because it's a very small advert and it doesn't show us everything in full detail. I think I'm going to need to wait for either it to drop in the game or to see a full trailer of it. But I thought it was worth bringing up because I think there's a lot of people that were tired of what Smash Tap was, which is really bad because the game has only been out for like just over a year and there are a lot of people that were fucking fed up with it. So there is hope. If you've got your own Smash Tap account, brush that shit off, maybe get involved. I'm going to try and get this video up for tonight, and I do believe if you log in on the day this video goes up, then you'll be able to get, I think, 50 Hero Souls for Deku's birthday. I think that's the case. I got 50 anyway, so yay. I want Smash Tap to be good because I love My Hero Academia. I've read the manga, and I wouldn't want to spoil to any of the anime watchers, but I will just say there's a lot of good stuff coming up that I will love to see in the anime and I will love to see then translated into the game. There's a lot to look forward to, there's a lot of potential, there's a lot of promise there. And, you know, especially with how popular My Hero Academia is and also the fact that there is content constantly coming out for it. You know, if you look at a series like Yu Yu Hakusho, you're not really going to get that much new stuff for it, so you're going to have to work with what you have. With My Hero Academia constantly getting new shit, we're getting anime, movie, other games, more manga, maybe we'll get some like spin-off stuff. We've got, I can't remember what the other series is called, but there is another spin-off My Hero Academia manga and stuff like that. There's so much of this stuff coming along, you really want Smash Tap to be a good game, because as it was, Smash Tap was not good enough to be the game for My Hero Academia. So I don't know what people are going to think about it, but that's generally my thoughts. Out of all these games, the one I'm most excited for is probably Jump Stadium, just because I think the approach they seem to be taking for the way the characters look and the way the specials come off and stuff like that, to me that looks like a game that has a long lifespan, because they're going to be able to add stuff more easily. They're going to be able to, you know, say for instance, let's take a popular series, Dragon Ball. You got Goku there. We only see base form Goku. We only see the Kamehameha. We do not see Super Saiyan. We do not see Vegeta. We do not see Gohan. We do not see Trunks. It doesn't mean that these things aren't going to come later. They've left themselves open to release a lot of things later if they so choose, if they're willing to put the effort in. I assume there's going to be some kind of gacha mechanic. How that's going to be implemented, I don't know. I am very excited to see how, though. Just from that release trailer, just from looking at the website, I don't want to get my hopes too high, because I've been disappointed in the past, looking at you, Kengeki Kenran. But I am genuinely hoping that we're going to see something in this game that is a little bit different to the others, you know? Ori Collection and Jump Hootie do what they do well, and this game will be something different because it's going to be like a fighter, and it's going to have a heavy PvP aspect that is actually PvP. I mean, if you've played Ori Collection, it has that PvP aspect, but you're not playing in real time against real people, you're playing against bots. This is a whole new thing. Can't ignore the fact that it has a lot of similarities to Smash, but if it brings other stuff to the table, like story mode, like maybe like farmable characters or something like that, then it becomes its own entity, even if the mechanics themselves are very similar. So I would like to know what people are excited for. If there's any gacha games I've missed, then well, let me know, and maybe I'll have a look at them for the next time I do one of these. And out of these games here, which of these are you most excited for? Which of them are you least excited for? I think I know which one people are going to be least excited for, if I'm honest. But that's going to be a matter of personal opinion at the end of the day. And who are you most excited for in terms of characters being added to Jump Stadium? Because that is my personal favourite out of this batch right now. And I want to know who you want to see, and who you've seen already and you want to play with, and what series are missing that you want to see added. But that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.